arrow in my hand. Hear the shadows follow me over the hills in the evergreen. Trade my soul for a chance to carry on into the wild.
Hello, friends. Welcome to Sprints. We are currently sprinting for Neva. That's her. 24-hour sprints because that's how we roll. And this is the second of 6 because 6 times 4 is 24 if my math serves me correctly. It probably doesn't because I am not good at math, but I think that's right. And if you guys want to follow along, there is a link in the description box for the, what's that thing called? The playlist.
The playlist.
I'm having a rough time.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Jess.
It's been 20 seconds. I'm already struggling. Sturgling.
Sturgles.
The Sturgles are real. Why is there nothing? No one knows who we are. There we are. Look, we exist now.
Beautiful.
I'm like, why is nothing showing up? Because you recorded a video on here, dummy.
Yep.
And you turned everything off. Hi, vey.
We should have separate settings for record and live stream, to be honest.
They should, but they do not. It's rude.
Get on that, StreamYard.
Yes,
Gage.
StreamYard.
Gage, get on that.
Yeah, Gage, what's wrong with you? Also, isn't there like a Dana?
I don't know. I just know Gage.
I think
He's even there anymore.
I think that's the lady that whenever you hit the test the speakers and it sings the testing the speakers on StreamYard song.
It's very non sequitur, but it's very funny when the weather app lets me know like 2 minutes after the lightning struck just outside my window that there was a lightning strike in my window in my area.
What?
Yeah, I love when the weather app is like, it will start raining at 1:45 a.m. It's been raining since 1:30 a.m. So okay, cool,
Like,
great. Thank you so much.
Thunderstorms in your area. I'm like, oh, I didn't notice that 10 minutes ago when the thunder started.
Listen, it's not their fault that Karen from Mean Girls is the meteorologist, okay?
Right.
Takes her boobs a minute to catch up.
Right. They have to feel the weather, the rain before they know it's already raining. So, you know, it's fine. We're gonna say hello to our friends. We have friends. We have a Kelly.
We have friends. Oh my
We have
god.
a Mars.
New.
We have a Regina. We have a Dina. Hello, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. Kasia, I'm assuming. To Neil, hello. Raining, entertaining toddler
If you like
energy.
to send the toddler this way, we have plenty of sunshine still to spare despite the thunder. Just put her on a plane on her own.
It'll be fine. She'll be fine. By the time she got here, it probably would be sunny there and gross here, though. So you know, it's a long trip.
You don't. No, you don't. So it's done this almost every night for the last week with the thunder and the cloudy skies and all of that, and then no rain, nothing happens. So who knows? It could still be perfectly fine.
This is true. We have a Julie. Tennille says that they returned Vengeful by B. Schwab without finishing it. Not sure if I don't care about it, if I just wasn't feeling it right now. I haven't read that one, so I have no thoughts.
Listen, sometimes it takes like 4 times of a book for it to really truly grab you, according to Neva.
Sometimes it does, you know? Sometimes you just need to set a book down, walk away from it, maybe forget about it for like a year and then come back.
I mean, I'd be like, oh, I should read this book. I've heard so many nice things about it. Why haven't I read it yet? Oh, I've tried picking it up 3 times so far.
Honestly, I absolutely love when I read a book on my Kindle. Like on Kindle Unlimited. Hold on. I absolutely love when I read a book on my Kindle and then Ryan is on his way home and we were going to go get you McDonald's. But you have to wait till Ryan gets home. But I'll open it and it'll say that I read. Shh, relax. That I read like wait. I haven't come get you yet because it's not. I didn't need you to come home yet. Wait, relax. I'll have read sure, and get some shoes on, man. Like a country bumpkin out here. Go. They're out there on the table. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, I'll like open it and I'll say I've read like 25% of this book, and I'll be like, when did I read this? Never in life.
Never in my life have I picked this up before. It's fine. I think the first time I read Darker Shade of Magic, I gave it like 2.5 stars, and I was buddy reading it with someone, and I think like their negative feelings about the book infiltrated my brain because they like completely hated it, like scathed
because they hated Lila.
Yes, and
you can't trust anyone that hates Lila Bard. You just can't.
You know, and so I was like, okay, so like a year went by and I was like, it doesn't make sense that I would have disliked that book because I've read other books by her and I've really enjoyed them. And all of the things that are in that book are things that I enjoy. So I don't understand why I didn't like that book. And then I reread it and I loved it. And I was like, clearly it just needed another try.
I would like to rephrase that statement. You cannot trust people who dislike Lila Bard but love Kaz Brecker because that's just misogyny.
That's true.
That's my biggest thing because I know that Lila is a very abrasive character. She's a little bit of a, for like valid reasons, a little bit of a I'm not like other girls type of character. And I get that that doesn't sit right with a lot of people. But if you don't like her but you like Kaz, you might need to sit with that a little bit.
Because Kaz is not like other guys.
Character.
Or other girls, to be fair. We have more friends. We have a Glinda.
Hello. Hey, Ro.
We have a Ro. Reminding us to hydrate. Absolutely. Mars does get the ads from Dana. See, Dana does exist. I was correct. Jen is switching between school assignments and reading Sorry I'm Late, I Didn't Want to Come by Jessica Pan. I can relate. Hello, Jen. Hello, Patricia. Hello, Chrissy and Brittany. Chrissy's reading A Sorceress Comes to Call and loving it. Glenda is switching between reading A Batch of Love by Natasha Fraser and What Will Burn Last by Heather Chavez.
Well, the way you switch between books is inspiring. And I keep meaning to like start doing that as well.
Yeah, right.
And I'm just like, Glenda's got something going on there.
I'll have like 6 books I'm currently reading. Well, not now that I'm, using Bookly again. But I'll have like 6 books I'm currently reading, and then I'll just read one book. I'll just focus. Like I have focus on one book. People are like, you've had this other book sitting here for like a month, and I'm like, yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
it'll be fine. And then just more friends saying hello. All of the friends saying hello. I was not around for much of the last stream because I was at work and then was putting food in my face.
Which none of us like. We think Jess's only job should be hanging out with us.
Right. This is correct. Unfortunately, that doesn't pay. So I have to have a job where it pays money. So what are you guys doing this evening? What are you working on?
I'm working on A Princess in Theory by Alyssa Cole. I need to finish that and then make a good headway into another one of the books from my 7 books in 7 days list today because I am officially 2 books behind. Fine. It's fine.
It's absolutely fine.
Everything's fine. I am working on my tandem read of Powerful and Powerless. Powerless and Powerful. I'm not really sure how I'm supposed to say this. I don't really care, to be honest with you. I'm reading them in tandem. That's what I'm doing. I'm on chapter... I'm not reading this one right now because I need to read 10 chapters of this before I can pick that one back up. So I'm on chapter 3. This book. And it's fine. I just don't think that I'm in like a I'm not sure I'm in my fantasy girl era. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's for Patreon, so like I'm trying my best here. But I also need we'll go get dinner at some point probably during the sprint, and then I also need to go. I need to go. I don't need to go anywhere. I need to film my TBR for August.
I'm just making notes of all the things I need to do.
So I have to do that. I have to do that as well, which I do have my list of like must reads and buddy reads for this month. I just need to pull the ones that I have physically off my shelf so I can like hold them up in the video, because I despise superimposing photos on things, and then do all my spins. So I don't know, it'll probably take me like an hour to do everything, but it's fine. I'll probably do it in 2 parts, I'm going to be honest, because I also have to film the TBR for Full Moon Readathon as well.
Oh God, I already forgot about that one too.
Readathon, because that's from the 1st to the 13th. So yeah, because my pick pong like pile of hopefuls, I'm just going to try to pull as many of them as I can from like my actual TBR game, and then we'll see, and then I'll like organize my thoughts and then see what I can pull from my TBR game for Full Moon Readathon, but that's going to be a little bit harder, I think, to pull books from. So
I have like 4 videos that I need to script, or at the very least, just I don't really script. I just need to write down information that I don't want to forget. Right. I should say.
That's what I do.
So I need to do that for like 4 videos. I need to start with laundry. I need to go out and water the garden before it gets too late. I'm doing the Pick Pongathon and Battleathon and Full Moon Readathon, and I'm running Summer Scare Readathon, and there's also 24-hour relax and readathon, as we laugh and say. Clearly those other 4 readathons are not relaxing, Jessica, but good try. And I have not looked at anything to figure out what I'm reading for any of that. And that's probably not going to be a tonight project. That's probably going to be a tomorrow project after work. But
I haven't looked at all.
I'm doing Battleathon also, but because Battleathon is based off of star rating,
yeah,
I'm going to be honest with you, I have picked nothing out. I'm like, you know what? Whatever comes up for Pick Pong and my TBR game, whatever I use for those, I will just make work for Battleathon.
Well, and you still get points even if you rate something low. So like even if you have to put something in so that it fits for a prompt for something else that we're doing, like we'll still get points. You just don't get as many points because it's a lower rated book.
Yeah. And like also I feel like Battleathon is such like a mood ready kind of,
I'm here for it.
Kind of readathon, because yes, like we have prompts that we have to fulfill, but it's based off of books that you think will be high ratings for you, so like you have room to wiggle around.
I'm like looking at my TBR shelf and at those 45 books that I need to read before the start of October, and I am terrified. I've read 1.
God bless.
You got this. It'll be okay.
Do you want me to harass you every day to ask if you've read any of the books that you need to read?
I basically need to read 1 every other day.
Okay.
And
I can send you a message.
There are no audiobooks. I'm reading all of them physically. So what I need to do is just
rethink this plan.
Well, wait,
is it too late?
Is it because they don't like the audiobooks don't exist?
Yes, they do not exist.
Is there a way we can rethink this idea that involves books that do have audiobooks for at least some of them?
No.
God, I need to read some books though. What? Dear God, it got so dark so fast.
My only thing is like I really wanted to read them all before October started, because I wanted to have like 3 vlogs in October that were just like already done. But technically, as long as 2 of them are done before the start of October, I can read the other ones in October. And most of them are under 200 pages, so it's not like terrifying. But no, there's 4 of them, because I keep forgetting there's another series that I don't have stacked over there. So there's 4 series. Yikes. Okay, that's all. Just four series. It's fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. She said, knowing that it's not going to be fine. But that's life. I've had all year to read them. I made this plan last October.
Mm-hmm.
I just, kept putting it off. And,
I will throw no stones because we know how my planning goes. It's fine.
Right.
I think what I need to do is just put a stack of them next to the bed and like read those at night instead of watching TV before bed. Because honestly, a 200 page like mid-grade or YA book, I could read that in like 2 hours typically. So like if I did an hour every night, I could probably get them all done and it wouldn't be the end of the world. But it's fine. We're going to catch up and see what everybody else is doing, and then we're going to do a 45-minute sprint. Julie is trying to read Fathom Folk tonight, plan out tomorrow, and try to get back into the swing of BookTube. Feel that. Chrissy already has her TBR picked out for the summer scare. We love that. I have no clue. I'm planning on reading a Patricia Briggs, Mercy Thompson book, and I'm planning on reading a Chicagoland Vampires book because that'll get me a lot of the prompts. But other than that, I know nothing. Some of the books from Long Series will probably fit into your summer scare prompts. They will. They definitely will. I planned ahead in my brain, but didn't fulfill the plan. Hello, Bree. Getting ready to film my TBR, changing up a few things this month. We love that. I am writing my script for my amazing readathon wrap-up, which I still haven't done yet at the end of July. So I'm awesome.
Oh yeah, I do have to also film my my Leandra's cooldown tag because did I do that when everyone else was doing it? Absolutely not. It will go up sometime in August.
I also did not do that yet.
It's fine. I have all of I don't even have the books picked out for it because I think I'm gonna do it just like since I have my camera now, I can look at my phone while I'm filming. So I think I'm just gonna do it like by the seat of my pants and call it a day.
I mean, I just filmed my April wrap up this month and published it this month. So like being behind is on brand for me at this point. It's just my brand.
People will still watch the videos, so whatever.
Margaret went from full support to full support with a redrawing board because that's how Margaret is. And we love her for that.
Here's my thing. I will support you with whatever you want to do. I'm still going to be like, okay, well, how about we troubleshoot this a little bit? Because that's how my brain works. Is if you say, hey, this is something I'm dealing with, I'm going to be like I have to stop myself and be like, hey, do you just want me to listen sometimes when I'm talking with people? Or do you want me to brainstorm with you how we can do stuff about this?
Do you want me to fix it or do you want me to leave it alone?
I would literally
solve all of my problems, but I don't think you can.
My dream is to someday have enough money, and this I don't know if this will ever happen because I'm a millennial. I want to have I have a friend that's facing homelessness right now, and I want to be the kind of person that can just be like, hey, you guys worry about getting yourselves back on your feet. I will take care of your rent. I can't even afford their rent for myself.
Right.
And it's not as they live across the cut. It's not a situation because I'm looking for a place, and they would be perfect people to be like, hey, what if we found a place together? But they live across the country, so we can't do that. I absolutely would rent an apartment or a room in their house if I could, but I can't. So,
Bree has not filmed her tell-all yet. That's a this weekend problem. And said, Margaret, probably.
I have sent Brianna
or do you want a solution?
message.
This is also me, and this is why we're friends.
Honestly, this is also me because this is why I come to y'all to bitch about stuff because I'm somebody is gonna ask me if they want me to fix it or not because that's what I do. This is why I have 3 friends in real life. Honestly, is because people will come to me and they'll be like, I need advice on this, and this. And I'll be like, okay, do you want actual advice or do you just want a sounding board? Because those are And I'm a very blunt like in real life, like I'm a very blunt person. So like if you ask me for advice, I'm gonna tell you exactly what I feel about it, what I think you should do. And then if you don't like what I said, I'm gonna be like, cool, call me tomorrow when you're not mad anymore.
If you outright ask for advice, I will give you advice, and I will assume that you are actually asking for advice. If you're just like, oh my god, I will be like, hey, do you just need someone to listen to you bitch about it, or do you want to do you want to troubleshoot? Me to like, because I can like I have like, do you want me to come up with? And sometimes I don't even have the suggestions yet, but I know my brain will go there.
Right.
I definitely think that we are all this, and Bree says it best. Most people with ADHD are great problem solvers because we see the issue at a lot of different angles. And we're all
This drove my boss nuts at work because I'd be like, hey, I can see this, and this being a problem. And she's like, let's not worry about that. People probably aren't going to do that. Lo and behold, some of the time I was right.
Yes.
Like I wasn't always right, but like I was still like, we need to think about this.
It's a thing we need to keep in our brain for the future. I thought that Tennille said that my last 2 videos were extra cheesy. And I was like, wow. Were they? Cheery? I don't even know if I would go with cheery, but I'll take what I can get. There's things that are happening, and I'm excited to do the things. I'm excited to actually, if I was like caught up, I would probably feel better. But I also don't feel okay with just like pretending the last few months didn't exist and starting over. So it's fine. It's all fine. We'll get there eventually. Oh, we have a Helen. We have a person.
What a fucking mood.
I mean, we're all here. We're going to dance to the jig of this cowboy timer.
Oh my god, I was just there.
I was not, but this cowboy was.
I have no idea if I was actually just there. There's a lot of that. Wait, actually, no, that's actual Chimney Rock. So that might not be. I don't think that's in Utah. Never mind.
I have no idea. I just know that we like the cowboy timer. Mars likes the cowboy timer.
Apparently, there are 2 Chimney Rocks in the United States, and why that happened, I don't know. Because my parents were pointing to something while we were out in, I think it was Canyonlands. They're like, yeah, that's Chimney Rock. And I was like, that's not the Chimney Rock that was on the Oregon Trail. That was not. Okay, yeah. That was not the one that was on the Oregon Trail game that I played, because I know the way that one looks very well.
I don't know what the Grand Canyon looks like either. I've only ever seen it
idea.
like on TV. So the farthest west I've been is like parts of Tennessee. So not very is the answer to that.
Gorgeous out there. I don't suggest going in July because you have to get up butt fuck early in the morning if you don't want to be roasted by the sun.
Yeah, that seems about right. I should make
Unless
sure.
you're a weirdo like I am and apparently not affected by that heat at all.
Okay. Are we ready to do a sprinty sprint?
I am. Born ready.
Born ready. Excellent. Okay, we're going to do a 45-minute sprint, and then we'll be back and we'll check in to see how everybody did. Hope you all have a fantastic time. See you in 45. Hello, friends. We have returned. Maybe. There we are. How did everybody do during that sprint?
Well, I cooked dinner or started dinner. It's in the oven. It's waiting to be finished.
Okay.
So, yeah. And I am in the process of putting these back in the box so I can return the stupid things.
I don't know if it's me or you, but you
Nope.
are a black screen of death. I'm assuming it's me, but
it's probably you. I mean, it's probably me. It's probably me.
Hold on, wait, we'll find out. How do I get to where I want to go? How do I get there? Nobody knows. The people in the chat will tell me by the time I figure it out. But
solve this mystery for us, guys.
You exist on StreamYard, so it is, or on YouTube, so it is just me. Okay. I'll just stare at a blank screen for. It's fine. Neva is probably still doing food things, but that's fine. Trying to figure out where we were at in chat so that I can find out what our friends did. I mean, I ran away. I vanished. We had this. With this, I runned away. Oh, now it's giving you back to me. Oh, now you're gone forever. I don't know if you guys have this, but my mouse has 2 buttons on this side. Right here. These tiny little buttons. And
am I back?
You are back.
Okay. Usually it does do better than that, but apparently not today.
I think it was me, so I think you're fine. I think it was.
Well, chat was saying it was me that was frozen.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird. I don't know. But yes, I have these 2 weird buttons right here on my mouse that are like backwards and forwards. And if you just like bump it the tiniest bit, it just takes you completely out of the page that you're on, and the cat likes to like play with stuff, and so.
Darn cat.
And I've tried to like go into the settings for the mouse to like turn that feature off, because who wants that?
I feel like it's very useful for a specific group of people and not useful at all for the rest of us.
Right. I'm sure that like whatever this mouse was made for, like, I don't know
Gamers.
if it's a gaming mouse or whatever, I don't know. I just got it because it's wireless and it works. That was the extent of it. It's fine.
My wireless mouse is a $3 one I got from Target in the little spot section.
I mean, now it's not working at all. So.
I'm so sorry. It's all my fault.
I'm telling you, every time I live stream, it's like the whole universe is like, you know what would be fun? If we just fuck everything up while you're trying to be live on the internet. What about now, Carl? Still fucking nothing. All right, well, we'll just use this mouse over here. I don't like it, but I'll use it. Okay. Tennille wanted to know if my cats have been reading Starter Villain, which I don't believe they have, but it's possible. Please bear with me while I use the laptop mouse left-handed. Hello, Jean. Survived Drunken Knitters. See, that's the... Stop it. Watching the opening ceremony of the Olympics. Too much socializing in person. Going back to reading. All I need. Julie and Amber as well are watching the Olympics and making dinner right now. So I wish I was with them and not here, but here we are. Dewey's 2024 Reverse Readathon officially starts in 4 minutes. It's actually working. Not Was not sure a week ago if I'd get this one all set up in time.
Mm-hmm.
Listening to Ship of Destiny, eating elk and bison chili, and doing admin stuff. Hello Amal. Listening to Smother Moss on NetGalley. Sure. More friends saying hello. Maybe. Reached 39% in Twilight of Embers by Tessa Hale. Slowly scroll and go back up. Okay. Julie made it to 11% of Fathom Folk. Stop it! And figured out Pick-Pongathon. This is going to be a rough hour.
Oh no.
My spouse is home and women's soccer is on, so happy reading, y'all. I'll be back later. Fair enough. Chrissy worked on reading spreadsheet and my own library spreadsheet. I have had for years a series tracker spreadsheet. And for the most part, I've kept up with things that I was like reading in the moment, but things that I have like read a book or two and then not read anything of sense is a hot mess. So I started last night. I'm through 2 of my 9 shelves of putting them on the list. So I feel that on a deep personal level. Mars fed the cats, filled up my bullet journal for the night, and I'm working on a story now. This is all people telling us that we're all frozen, we're all falling apart. Good Lord. Brittany read 19.
I'm always falling apart. That's my secret.
That is my secret, Cap. I'm always angry. Got to chapter 17 of What Will Burn Last. Enjoying it so far. Just play The Sims at Sprint. Not super productive, but I need to get food. Listen, we love Sims. We love Sims here. So we support this. Jen read a few chapters. Put the kids to bed. Got to 71% of Ship of Destiny. Brianna got Kerplunk set up. Filming in the next sprint. We love that. So Luna says, maybe study in the next sprint. I wish you luck with that. Kelly got 325 words written. Stacy's working on syncing my genealogy. Ugh. Do. Have the puppies graduated? Am I understanding correctly that after a certain age they go to a new home? So 5 of the 7 puppies have graduated to their new home. 2 of them are still in my backyard being absolute terrors. They will be 10 weeks old Sunday. Technically, in the United States, it is mandatory, or in Ohio. I don't know if it's all of the United States, but specifically,
In the US, yeah.
Puppies have to remain with their mother for 8 weeks. If you rehome them prior to 8 weeks, you can be fined, which is interesting because we make mothers who have human children go back to work 3 days after they've given birth to their human children. We're not concerned about them connecting to their mother at all.
Actually, no, I don't think it's a federal thing. I do believe it is an AKC thing. Like if you're in the AKC, if you give the pet, there are consequences if you give the puppies away before 8 weeks.
In Ohio, it is illegal. You will be fined for any
right.
Yeah, for any mutt dog, for any reason. We let somebody take one probably 4 or 5 years ago that were like 7 weeks and 3 days. And because she was like leaving to go on a vacation and she wanted to take the puppy with her.
She's
because
just
we weren't
puppy sitting for 4 days. That's all.
Right. Pretty much. And they tried to fine us and like sent out like the Humane Society to our house to like investigate all of our
How did they even know?
Somebody called them and told them. I don't know if it was because like somebody had asked about that specific puppy and mom was like, no, that one's already gone and they weren't 8 weeks old yet, or what the case was. But like they came out and they did like a full investigation on our entire farm, like how we take care of the horses and the chickens and the dogs and everything. Did like this full investigation because we sold a puppy like 4 days before it was 8 weeks old. And basically they were like, well, this time is fine, but if we ever catch you doing anything like that again, we will like take away you won't be allowed to purchase a dog license anymore, and like you'll have this fine. And
yeah, I don't know what the laws are in Florida. I just know that when we wanted to get Susie one day before we were able to pick her up because it was my birthday. And she was like, no, I can't do that. Like I believe it was because the AKC would have come down on her.
That's definitely possible.
So,
but
and like, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't think you're dealing with that.
No, ours have never been, not with Aussies. We've never had them like AKC registered. They're like national. We've had some that were national stock dog registered because they are like a farm animal. But yeah, it's wild. Like the things that are laws, like that's the thing you're worried about.
Like I understand because people would get rid of the puppies as quickly as possible and send them before they're ready in a lot of cases. But a few days before they turn 8 weeks old is a little silly.
Yeah. Well, and like it's also different too, in my opinion, with like small breeds versus larger breeds, because small breeds, it takes them longer to develop and grow. Whereas larger breeds are, I mean, they're giant already. They're like the size of a house. And they're just out in my backyard eating all of my pepper plants. So
yeah.
We have like an outdoor puppy playpen thing that we usually like graduate them to when they move out of the garage, like when the weather is good enough. And they like they were just like the coolest litter ever. Like they were totally chill. And so we were just like, let them be in the backyard, and they never got out. We never had any problems with them. But then they were like, oh, this garden looks delicious. And so they like ate all of my pepper plants and were like laying on top of them and breaking the stems off. So I put their puppy playpen around my garden so that they couldn't get into it. It's been a time. It's been a time. They are. This is why I don't do puppies, because it's not my dog. It's my mom's dog. My dog is fixed. He's been fixed since he was 4 months old because I don't want puppies. But I don't have control of other people's dogs. So, also, she also was the neighbor's dog jumped our 10-foot fence and got into the backyard to breed her. So,
oh, lovely.
He took a puppy. He said, I guess I'll take one of those. It just moved across the yard or across the lane, but it's not at my house. So, no complaints here. Also, thank you for the super sticker. We appreciate you. Darn it. I didn't click off that yet. Puppies are getting new homes. They are. And for the most part, most people, like, because we will, like, mom contacts people via Facebook. Most people within like a couple of days after they've got them will send us pictures or something of them like just chilling at the house with their kids or their other pets and stuff to like let us know that they've settled in, which I fully appreciate. So, and then Sneal's telling us about mat leave and for humans and how it's not fair, because it's not. I'm saying it's not fair. The US is stupid for many reasons. That's just one. What did I do during that sprint? Did I tell anybody what I did during that sprint? Did I do anything during that sprint? I went out and watered the garden and picked tomatoes and didn't wash my hands, so I smell like tomato plants. Bonus. I just want to use the mouse, but I can't. Oh, I'm assuming the battery died, maybe? I'm just trying things over here, okay? Normally it warns me if the battery's going to die. Today, There was no warning to be had. Nope. Okay. Well, hell's bells. I guess we're just going to have to pick a timer and do another sprint so I can charge this battery and get a new battery. What am I making with tomatoes? Right now, lots of toast and tomato sandwiches because I haven't been getting a lot of tomatoes. Because my tomatoes don't have enough calcium in the dirt and they're getting bottom blossom rot, which sucks. Mostly all I'm getting is cherry tomatoes. And I just eat those because they're delicious. But I did see a recipe for a garlic cheese bruschetta bread. That looks delicious because it's like bruschetta and garlic cheese bread together on a piece of bread. And if you think I'm not going to be trying that here very soon, you are wrong. I need to get some fresh bread from the bakery to do that. But the mouse heard you insult it and decided to kick the bucket. That is absolutely possible. But also, rechargeable batteries are great because they're rechargeable, but also sometimes don't hold
The battery
charge.
life gets shorter and shorter.
It does. And the longer you have them, the shorter the battery life gets, which I'm okay with because, again, better for the planet, I think. I'm not really sure. Share the results of trying that recipe in the Discord when you do it. I will. And I will probably, if I remember, record it and put it on the Hexed Homestead Instagram because that's what that's for. If I ever use it. That's fine. Okay, we need a new timer. We're just going to go with this one that it's telling us to do. And we're going to do 45 minutes. Listen, no one told you to start yet. Calm down. This is how I live my life. Just me talking to timers. I don't know about you, but that's all I do. And maybe when we come back, our friend Neva will have returned.
Perhaps.
Mayhaps. And then she can keep us busy. Okay. We will see you guys in 45. Hello, friends. We are back. Here we are. How did everybody do during that sprint? Anybody?
I researched whether or not most balloons are made without latex now, which is a myth, by the way, as far as I can tell. Oh, so
Okay.
anyways, someone's response to me going, "Hey, anaphylaxis is not a joke," and explaining like how serious it was like to be like, "Well, then I guess we should just pull out the pollen from the air too." And I was like, we have no control over whether or not there is pollen.
That's not the same thing as throwing balloons.
No, it's not.
At a concert, bro. Like what?
We can control what we bring to a concert, and then anyways,
that'd be like bringing strawberry shortcake to a concert and then being like, well, maybe you shouldn't have eaten it. Okay, but like if some people, like if it's in the vicinity, are going to have an allergic reaction. So like, and latex is just like an allergy that people know about. So like, I feel like
I don't know that I would say that, because it's one of those things that I think we know because we work in food service. I worked in food service, so we like people having to have latex-free gloves was something that you had to have in food service. But like, so I'm trying to educate people, but just like the number of people, the person was also like, well, Taylor likes it, so LOL. And I was like, Taylor also liked Maddie Healy. It doesn't mean that it's a good thing.
Even I got that reference. Oh, Lord.
That's right. Okay, just for those of you that don't know, a bunch of Swifties have started a trend of bringing like yellow and orange balloons to the concert and blowing them up and holding them up during the Willow song. But that is a problem for people who have latex allergies, and it means some people are having to contemplate whether or not they should just sell their tickets.
Well, and in the argument of should we, outlaw pollen, I don't know people that go into anaphylaxis from pollen. It's uncomfortable and it's bad.
Yeah.
But like,
I
don't know of anybody.
It is possible, but it's not common. It's a lot more common with a latex allergy.
And most people who have this is so stupid. Most people that have a pollen allergy also take some kind of a preventative all year long, every day of their life, to make sure that when the pollen is really bad outside, they can still, breathe. Should we outlaw pollen?
Some of us just wait till our eyes start swelling up.
So, anyways, but yeah, like it's just really frustrating that people are being so dismissive. It's like, well, why can't you just take an allergy pill? Not everyone's allergies can be controlled that way. Like I have allergies that I can take a Benadryl and I am fine. Right. I have allergies that, depending on how much I eat, a Benadryl will fix it. I'll just be uncomfortable for a little while. I also have allergies that if I am in contact with it and I eat too much of it, I will end up in the hospital. And that's what people are worried about.
My shellfish allergy has gotten bad enough at 33 years old that somebody brought shellfish into work at my old store, not at this store, at my old store, not knowing that I had a shellfish allergy, and the smell of it made it so that he was close enough with it, like in contact with me, that the fact that we were in a closed space, like with no windows, and he was eating it in the same room and area as me, made it so that I had an allergic reaction. Like my eyes got all itchy, my swelled up, like it was like a whole thing. So and I don't take like a preventative for a shellfish allergy. I just stay away from shellfish.
I don't live in the ocean. I should be fine.
Yeah, and people assume they're going to be safe. Somebody was like, "Well, if people tell me that they have a latex allergy, I was like, "Hey, it's better to just." I was like, "Well, a lot of the time people don't feel safe saying that because they're used to people being abusive." I was like, and they're like, "Oh, well, if that's their fault," I was like, "It's just better to ask if you're going to do this. Like, I can't stop people from doing this, but if you're going to do this, it's better to turn around and go, hey, is anyone in the vicinity? Do you have a latex allergy? Will this be an issue?"
Okay, then clean it up.
Like, make the space where people who do have allergies feel safe opening up. And people fail at that all the time, even when they do make the space. Because my last job, like, it was Like, they were very supportive of the fact that I have allergies and understanding. But God, every time we had to order food, they're like, "Oh yeah, that's right, Margaret can't do this." I was like, "Oh gee, thanks."
Make you feel discriminated against.
So, anyways,
Yeah, I also have a shellfish allergy, but I grew up in a household where we never ate it because we
Mhm.
are from rural Ohio and
My procrastination.
who eats shellfish here. And so, like, I didn't find out until I worked at Olive Garden and I would work the protein station. And even through gloves, like, I would my arms would break out, like, clear up to my elbows. And so I've never been like, let me eat one and see what happens if I eat one. I don't want to know. I just avoid.
Please.
So,
Yeah. And people quite often do not take allergies seriously or act like people with allergies are being dramatic and blah, blah, blah. And it doesn't help that there are people out there that will claim allergies and be dramatic about it because they think that gluten is bad for you or something. Like, they don't actually have a gluten allergy, but they claim it. And then they make those of us that actually deal with allergies look bad. So
this is why, like, people that need to know that I have allergies to things know, like my doctor, and like Ryan knows what my allergies are, just because, like, eggs, like, technically I have an egg allergy too, but I will occasionally still eat eggs. I just am really diligent about how often I eat them because I like eggs.
my grandmother would tell people she was allergic to eggs, and my mom, when she was at the doctor, was like, "You are not allergic. You just don't like them. The doctor doesn't care if they're not trying to feed them to you. They just want to know if you can have certain medications."
Right. Yeah, and I have to tell them, like, I have to actually tell them what my allergy is because it's like it's a weird allergy, but like basically, like, I can't have most vaccinations that children have to have. So I can't. So I don't have any of them because I can't. Because my mom found out for sure that I had this allergy because I went and got my 5-year-old boosters, and she stuck, like, no sooner had this chick, the nurse, stuck me in the arm. Like, I remember it. That's like how, like, traumatic it is. She stuck me in the arm, and I could feel the burning sensation of, like, the medicine coming through, and I immediately broke out in hives.
Yeah.
Like, immediately.
I did not get the MMR because at 2 years old, they discovered I had an egg allergy. And at the time, there was no way to guarantee whether or not, because I think they had switched over to not making the vaccine on eggs, like looking at the timeline, but there was no way, I assume there was no way to guarantee that I would not get a dose that had been cultured on eggs or whatever. So I was 22 or 23 before I got it.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing is, like, they've figured out that we're old.
Yeah.
They figured out ways to do it since then that don't require eggs, which is most things. So it's good for, like, people, younger people now, but we are old. So
yeah, and there are other, like, there are things that people are allergic to in the current COVID vaccine that you have to worry about. In 10 years, that may not be the case.
I had to, when I got my COVID vaccinations, they made me sit for 45 minutes. I think the standard is like 15 to 30.
15 to
They made me sit for 45 because they were afraid that I would have an allergic reaction to it. But there was nothing, and I had to get two different doctor's notes saying that it was okay. I had to get one from my primary care physician that I had at the time, and I had to get one from a specialist saying that I could have the vaccination.
I got the 2-dose vaccine, and I was told not to get a booster after that. They were like, because my arm swelled up so bad and had, like, this weird rash in the shape of Godzilla. And we used to say that I couldn't get COVID because I had the power of Godzilla. And it was, I mean, my arm was literally like twice the size that it should have been, and was like hot to the touch. Like, it always felt like it was on fire for like,
you had a dermatitis reaction.
Yeah. And so they were like, we don't know for sure what in it caused that reaction with you. And we don't know enough about booster vaccines to be able to tell you that it's safe for you to have them. So don't take one. And I was like,
which makes sense. That's why it's so important for us, those of us that can get them, to get the boosters.
I got the double dose one as well, and they told me not to get they told me for my health not to get the booster, so I never did.
Yeah.
Ari got hers and she got a booster, I think, but I had hers done through her primary care physician before she went to kindergarten because we had to wait till she was 5 because they don't have one that they might, but at the time they didn't have one that was for kids younger than 5, and it was a thing that if I decided to not get it for her, I had to have some kind of like exemption, and by that point, everybody in the house that we had lived with, other than me, had already had it, including her.
And she was gonna be, because she's in school, she's gonna be exposed to it a lot.
Right.
So
And so I was like, I'm just gonna get it.
It especially makes sense to make sure kids are up to date on those.
Yeah. Well, and when I had my reaction, they were like, go to this website and fill out all of the information about like your medical history and the reaction that you had, and the like they asked like the batch of the medication that you had, like all the information from, so that they could keep track of it and like
and see if anybody else
figure out.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So they could like use it as part of like the case study of, you know, advising people to get it in the future. And I was like, absolutely, I will do that, because I realize I'm a guinea pig, but I'm okay with that. Like, it'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
that's
it's
why we immunize. Oh.
And you're not out here going, oh, you should, I had this terrible reaction, you shouldn't do it. Like,
oh no.
So many people are doing that.
No, I had a terrible reaction, but out of everyone that I know who has had the vaccine, I'm the only person that I know that had a bad reaction. And guess what? It didn't kill me. It just was uncomfortable for about a week.
And
I knew with us visiting my dad, like he's had his, but my brother refuses to get it. So I knew that in order to keep my dad as safe as possible, everybody else in the house had to get it. So everybody else in the house has had it, but my brother refuses to get it.
Well, and Mom and I both got COVID last winter when she came back from Florida, like not the March this year, but the March previous. And I was sick for like 2 days and she was sick for almost 2 weeks and she didn't get the vaccine. And I was like,
I'm the only one in my household that
my body was prepared.
Hasn't had COVID.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, it sucked. And thankfully I got it after I'd already had the vaccination. But I think I knew Margaret by that point. Like I was out of bro, like because I remember when I got it, because it was like the end of October into like early November. Like I got better like right before my birthday, and then I got it again right after my birthday. Like for some reason I got it twice, and it was just the stupidest thing ever. But I was supposed to do that was in like 2022, because I was supposed to have sprints with Brittany and Crystal, and I got on to sprints, and Brittany was like, I'm not gonna add you to this, like you need to go to bed. And I was like, no, I told you guys I would be here, like I'm gonna be here, you know, because I was like,
Go to sleep.
Baby booktuber back then. And she was like, dude, I'm not gonna put you on camera, like go to bed. And I was like,
yeah,
go to sleep. Well, I also at that time, like when all of the illness was rolling around, was also when my sister was first diagnosed with cancer. It was in 2019. And so she was on a litany of drugs. And so she couldn't have a vaccine. So like all of us were vaccinating because we were going to be around her. And it was just a hot mess. Danica's probably had more boosters than anybody I've ever met in my life. Because anytime they were like, you are available to have a booster, Melissa would just like send her to the doctor. Go get a booster. It's your turn. You gotta have that booster thing, because she was just, her immune system was so bad from all of the radiation and everything that she wasn't like she could get one. And you know, Danica was going to school every day. So
well, it's one of those things that you have to like weigh the risk, and the risk to her of getting COVID was greater than the risk of her having a bad reaction to the vaccine, probably.
Yeah.
Whereas your reaction, some things when you react that way the first time, if you do it again, you're going to the hospital.
Yeah, they pretty much were like, don't have any more of that. And I was like,
you
cool.
You never know when you're going to have a reaction like people have reactions to bees where they'll get stung the first time, be fine, but it triggers their immune system. So the next time they get stung, you're dead.
Yeah, which is wild. The way that our bodies react to things is absolutely wild.
Especially certain allergies. Like I know that bees are common for that, and it doesn't happen nearly as often with other stuff. But it can.
Crazy. I guess we should see what all our friends did now that we've been talking for 20 minutes.
Sure. I guess we should. I better go put chicken in the fridge or in the freezer.
We were joined by some people, Tessa and Cherie and Wishes. I'm going with Wishes. Trying to finish One to Watch by tomorrow. You got this.
But I'm not on there.
Stopped reading a bit early this sprint, but 84% through Her Soul for Revenge.
Right.
Tennille did a mix of library browsing and booktube catch up. Trisha's on page 284. Mars is doing brainstorming, not brain storying. Brainstorming. I mean, it's kind of brainstorming, I suppose. Oh, Julie's going to DNF her book. We support this.
DNF is self-care, Julie.
We fully support it. Wow, I forgot I was in here until you all started talking and I jumped a mile high. Scared myself. You're welcome. We also support that. Jamie's at 76% of Ship of Destiny. Kelly wrote 323 words. Neil has similar health problems. People will endanger someone's life because it's inconvenient for them. Absolutely. JC's also allergic to the shellfish. Shellfish is the devil. Nevasia says, I went to a concert once, and during the house music, a girl yells, "Does anyone have a peanut allergy?" And when everyone said no, pulled out a PB&J and was snacking at the barricade. I mean, at least she asked. That's great.
She asked first. But also, who is packing a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for a concert?
I mean,
absolutely not. I'll pack you some snacks. It's not going to be a peanut butter and jelly sandwich.
It's most likely going to be a granola bar or something, but peanut butter and jelly sandwich, I guess, is where she's going. I support it. Support it.
Oh, Lord.
Depends what kind of jelly.
That is also true. Depends on what kind of jelly. See? Asking the good questions. Tennille says, I have autoimmune diseases, and I explain it as my immune system is the Hulk. Yeah, it will smash viruses, but there will be way too much collateral damage of previously healthy tissue in the process. That actually is a very good reference.
It will smash viruses and me too.
And me as well. Jen put her kids to bed and made popcorn and read a chapter of Empire of Storms. I also support that. I finished A Court of Thorns and Roses today. I have not rated it yet, but I had a good time. I have spent the last sprint trying to figure out what I'm reading, the last 3 books that I read, because I haven't done that yet, and updating all of my reading planners, and also trying to figure out whose idea it was to change the covers of the Court of Thorns and Roses series to the ugliest fucking covers on the planet.
Honestly, I think the issue with them is the colors and not the designs.
The colors are an utter atrocity to man, but the designs are not great either. The coloring, it needs help. But also, the designs are not great. They're just weird animals. Just weird animals. I don't understand why. I mean, I understand why, but why? It's not what I want, okay? Debasia says it was an Uncrustable, so you know she was thinking ahead. That's genius, because you could freeze your Uncrustable and then take it with you, and then it would thaw out and then be ready to eat. So your jelly would stay cold. I mean, honestly, that's not real dumb. I've seen people that not just Uncrustables, but they'll pre-make peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for their kids for lunches and like stick them in the freezer and then use them as like an ice pack for their lunches during the day.
Oh, that's smart.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'm sending lots of kids to school with packed lunches, but why I watch this content, I couldn't tell you. Mostly because I pack
Listen.
lunch for work and I eat like a 4-year-old, so it makes sense.
Nah.
Hi, vey. Jen also hates the colors of the ACOTAR series. I'm glad I'm not the only one.
I still have my copies of Akawar and Akafas, and I'm going to sell them because I'm not reading Sarah J. Maas anymore.
Here's the thing. I want to buy it, but I don't like the covers.
These are the old covers before they made the change. And I'm sitting here going, morally, how much am I comfortable charging for these? Because people pay lots of money for it.
If I had been part of like this Sarah J. Maas, what is that? The Maas verse, if you will. While they had the old ACOTAR covers, I would have done what I did with the old Throne of Glass covers, because I have the old Throne of Glass covers. The ones that have like the girl on them or whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, except Tower of Dawn, which has like a shield on it. And then like the last book is like bright yellow for no reason at all. Yeah. But like I would have done that because I don't like the new TOG covers. But the other problem with ACOTAR is that everywhere that I can buy them like in store as a box set, they only sell them in paperback. So I would have to risk Amazon again, which I did with my TOG covers, and the whole box is broken. Like it came like the broken up, like the box busted up. Like the books themselves are fine, but like the box is all fucked up.
Oh, the first thing I do with the box is throw it away.
See, I kept the box. But now I'm thinking maybe I should just throw the box away because it's broken, dude.
I hate boxes of box sets. Like I used to keep them on my shelf because like I thought that this was just a thing you were supposed to do. And then one day I was like reorganizing my shelf. It was probably 3 or 4 years ago. I was doing like a bookshelf reorganization and I gave up and I threw all of the boxes, like literally like 20 boxes of book sets.
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I kind of thought that keeping the box for your box set is a thing you're supposed to do. So, like, my Mistborn box set is still in the box. Maybe I should just throw the boxes away.
Just get rid of the boxes. I had the original Throne of Glass covers in hardback, all of them. And I decided to DNF the series. And so then I gave all of them to my best friend who has read the series and enjoyed it. I had only read up to book 2. And I was like, I'm never going to read these. And if I want to, I own them all on Audible. So who cares? Except then I started reading them for the Mass Effect read-along that I'm helping host. And I am having the absolute best time. And so now I'm like, now I need to buy them all because I like them. Even though I had them and I gave them away. Now I have to buy them again. So I bought the new covers of the Throne of Glass series. And I don't mind those. Like they're not awful. But my God, the ACOTAR series covers are disgusting.
The ACOTAR series are terrible. And here's the thing is there's a company, I can't remember who it is. I have it bookmarked. But they have all of the books, like the Maas verse. They have all of them like they're like actually licensed, like fully licensed. And so they've done like special editions of them, and like I really want them, but also like I can't stomach $300 for a box.
Well, and I'm also finding I'm talking to some of the girls in the Discord for the Mass Effect read-along, and like so they're recommending me different places to look at, places that just have the dust jackets themselves.
Yeah, I thought about switching out my dust jackets if I'm.
I don't know if they'll fit on the new covers. I know it would have to be the hardcovers, but I don't know if they'll fit on the new hardcovers or if they only fit on the old hardcovers.
I'm always humming that song. I'm not even joking.
That's a good one, though.
You can't hear me typing. I don't know what you're talking about. Anywho, never reading her books. That is absolutely fine. I used to live on that rock. I used to say I was going to die on that hill, and then I died, and I'm having a fantastic time. So, you know, many of my friends have read the series and absolutely hate it. And they're like, I can't believe you're reading that. I don't know what is wrong with you. And I'm like, I'm just having a good time, like discussing them with my friends. And
I didn't like the first book at all. Okay, in my defense, I know what happens in ACOTAR because
you
Sam.
exist on the internet.
Well, that, but also Sam. I did pretty good not doing spoilers. But then when Sam decided that he was going to become a reader last year, if we all remember that, he read like all of Sarah J. Maas's works. Like he started with Throne of Glass and he just read all of them. I don't know, which is fine, but he read all of them in like 6 or 8 months, I think, and then had to wait for the third Crescent City book to come out. So when he did that, he thought I'd already read ACOTAR. So he like, I also knew a lot of spoilers because ACOTAR's been out for a while, but he did tell me like what happens or whatever because he was like talking about it. It's fine, whatever. I didn't really like the first book. The first time I read it, apparently I gave it 5 stars. Clearly, I was not a seasoned reader at that point in my life. When I reread it so I could move on with the series, I gave it 3.5 or 4 stars because I understood what she was trying to do with it, but I didn't really love it. Like Feyre annoyed the shit out of me in the first book. Like I just wanted to just punch her in the eyeball, like the entire book. But the second book was great, and I can't wait to move on with the series. But I want to finish Throne of Glass first.
I think I'm gonna land around like a 4-star because the first 10% was like upbeat and had some things going, and then like the next 40% was boring, and then like the last half was really good. I live in the world of I know basically everything that happens in all of these series because I exist on the internet, and I follow specific creators that 95% of their content is just Sarah J. Maas content that makes me laugh so hard and I have no context. And that's another reason why I was like, fine, I'll read them because I am dying, like going back and rewatching these things that I've watched a million times and finally getting the joke. I'm having the best time. So it is a wild time to be me because I'm like, I'm reading these and I'm like, I think I remember that this person exists. I asked the other day, I was like, I'm pretty sure that this person exists later on just based off the fact that I know their name. Like, do I always want to punch them in the face or is this just like the beginning thing? So it's fine. Jamie says that they might read ACOTAR in January, February and might work on how to do a vlog of the experience. I'm curious, but so far it is outside my comfort zone still for some reason. That's absolutely fine. Like I said, some people want to read it, some people don't. Some people like it, some people don't. We all have our things. I have an OG Throne of Glass cover that I always consider selling, but I also like having it. If I know an author is a bad person, I just can't read their books. This is a conversation that we have had as well.
He is a massive Zionist. Like, we know this.
She's also done a lot of questionable things that I know that I won't talk about on the internet because I know them from people that, yeah. But I don't know. Yeah. We had a very lengthy conversation about it after the end of our last live show for the Mass Effect Readalong with those of us who were present. Just about like the moral aspects of it. And so I think we're all kind of on the same page with it and are okay with reading it, but there are definitely, I can completely understand why people choose not to.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got to choose their things and what works for them. What is going on my computer? Because everything is gone. And that is how the cookie crumbles. We're going to do another sprint. Because we have to be done at 11, right? That's when the next sprint starts?
Yes.
Okay. So let's do an
That's for 11 for you. Yes, I was
11
trying
for me.
to because I was like, no, 10 is 4 hours, but I think y'all are in Eastern time and I'm in Central time.
Yeah, that is correct. That tracks. So let's do a full hour. That way we'll be at like 15 minutes till. Work for you guys?
Yep.
Okay. We'll do that thing where we do the thing. Okay. I will see you guys in 1 hour. All right, friendos, that was the end of the final sprint. We did have a Bree hop in backstage, but I don't know if she is actually here. But we will be going to Bree's channel next. And the link for that is over there, I think. Anyway,
Yes,
it's in
that
the
is the
chat.
correct direction.
There's a link for Breeze Sprints right there, and there's a link for the whole thing, the playlist, also there. It's all there. It exists. How was that sprint for you guys?
I went well. I read 52 pages ish, and I got the chicken in the freezer. And I even had some time to play Baldur's Gate.
Look, Bree does exist.
Oh, Bree!
Hello, I do exist.
So, I did more research on buying books and ended up buying a set from Tango that has a special edition cover set on it. That was like $150 with shipping. And it was cheaper than what I could buy the hardcovers and the special edition covers. So I don't have ugly covers. So I did things. I was very, very productive, obviously. I also finished my script writing for videos. So
Nice.
Woot.
Love that.
Yep.
Did Neva accomplish anything that sprint?
I listened to some of Neon Gods for a video that I have to listen to it for. And I also worked on gathering all of the books that I need for so I can
So you can film videos.
yes. Because some of these I have physically, so if I have them physically, I'll hold them up in the camera. If I don't have them physically, good luck to me to remember to superimpose covers because I am terrible at doing that. So.
Yeah.
It's like a 50-50 that I'll remember to superimpose the photos.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't forget to do it. I just don't want to do it.
Same.
I'll completely just like forget to do it, and then like the video will go up, and you'll get me holding up like the physical books and have them, and then I'll be like, oh, I'm also reading role playing this month. Then I'll talk about it for 5 minutes, but there won't be any picture or nothing. So you gotta just go like find it yourself.
Well, I know when I do my June wrap up, like 9 of the books that I read were just like Percyverse companion novels. I will not be putting those pictures on the screen because I just don't have the care in the world to do it. But otherwise, I tend to do it.
Filming Brie has more faith in the effort levels of editing Brie than editing Brie actually ends up having a lot of times. So it's like by the time I get to an editing point, like there are days where I'm like all in and I'm like, yeah, let's do cool things. And then there are other days where I'm just like, no. We're just putting things together and that's it. That is what we will present today.
Can we at least get the video out? Okay.
Yep.
I mean, honestly, that's an accomplishment.
No doubt. Stacey's finally into the G's for genealogy. And is 62% into her book. We love that. And now heading to bed. We also love that.
Thanks.
I'm not going to be too far behind you because I have to work in the morning. So.
Boo hiss. We don't like this. Jess's only job should be hanging out with us.
Exactly. Instead, she has to go to work 6 days a week. So
I'm so sorry.
I shouldn't complain because I just had a vacation, but like,
What is a Zogo mom?
What?
Apparently it's a bookstore of some sort. I'm trying. Okay, so long story short, when we were traveling, my mother had this book with her, which means that I need to find the cheapest used copy I can so I can read it and debunk it. So
That's fair.
and I'm someone is selling it for like $9 as a PDF on Etsy.
oh,
And my morals are a little bit more intact than that, but
Yeah.
So,
but not much more.
anyways, I refuse to buy it from the act that in a way that is going to benefit the actual author.
Right.
So I've been looking for.
Could you look for it like on Libby?
I probably could, but again, I don't. So here is the deal: is I don't want to be getting it from any. Number one, I want to be able to take notes in it. That's why I'm looking for the physical. Like I want to be able to highlight and like do all of that kind of analysis stuff. But number two, I do not want to get it from any source that will signal to that source that this is a more popular book than it is. Right. So like my library, if I check it out, that tells people that tells the library that, oh, people are interested in this. We need to order more copies. Obviously, if I order it from Amazon, that's a so
right. So
like,
you get like a used bookstore or something.
Yeah, I'm looking at used bookstores. I just don't want the money, any of the revenue to go back to the author anyway. So
that's
have you looked on Abe Books?
I am looking at Abe Books right now, and I can get it for $13.99, which is also the cheapest I can get it from. There are it has a total of has an entirely full 5-star review with a total of 10 reviews. I have a feeling it's the same 10 people on every site.
I mean,
that's just too funny. I just saw that. Whew. Anyways, I'm gonna go do some I'll do some more digging for it, but I just it's a project that is going to be happening, I suppose.
Yeah.
Right now, Abe Books is looking like the cheapest. But anyways, the reason I asked is zogomom.com or Zogomom Books is a website that sells them. So
it's not a thing I've ever heard of. So.
Oh, this sounds like a. Oh. I don't know how I feel about this. This sounds like a fundy site. The sentence I just read is, nope, come back here. Close. Zogomom's mission is to help consumers make an informed decision about how to spend their time and money on good book reading.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
That doesn't inspire. Yeah. Doesn't inspire my.
That's too much trauma for me right there.
Yep.
That's all of my childhood trauma in one sentence.
Right.
Maybe not all of it, but a good portion of. Oh, Lord. I'm so tired I can't brain. I am Brittany at midnight, except it's only 11. Dakota took an accidental nap and is still tired. I haven't had a nap and I am still tired.
I took an intentional nap. That sprint was I honestly don't think I fully fell asleep, but I intended to do a nap sprint so that I could then thus be awake for my own sprints. But we shall see how that goes, considering I didn't actually, in fact.
Okay.
Considering you just said thus for.
Right. Yeah. That does not bode well.
Interesting.
This might not be good.
May not be very good. I mean, just be here being fun. You know, it's fine. It's all gonna be fine. Again, if you're just hopping in or if you missed it, we will be going to Bree's channel next. There's a link in the chat for Bree's sprints. There's a link for the playlist. There's a link for the playlist in the description box down below in case you need it to keep on rolling through sprints for the next, hold on, wait, don't tell me, 16 hours. That feels right.
Yes.
I will be
24 is
asleep,
3/8.
and then
So
I'll
we
be
have
at work.
2 8s left.
I'm going to miss all of the next sprints because sleep and then work. And I think
most of the first part because of the same things. Well, the first thing mostly work. Not so much sleep.
it you know, they're in.
I
I miss most of Neva's sprint because of work. So it's like work, and then I'm here, and then I sleep, and then I go back to work, and then it's over.
Mhm.
You know, living the dream. I don't know whose dream it is, but it might possibly be somebody's dream. They should be kicked in the kneecap, but you know, that's fine. Does anybody have anything they would like to promote, yell about, scream about before we run out of here? So you've got like a solid 2 minutes to get back to living the dream over on Bree's channel.
I have a video going up on Monday that I forgot to post today.
Excellent.
It got to be we were literally sitting right here in this chatty bit, and I was like, I meant to post this at the beginning of Neva's sprints. Whoops.
We love
There's
that
still
for you.
time.
It's fine.
There's still time. I should do that too. Anybody else? Anything? Anything? That's a giant no.
No, because I'm not sure when I'm going to be uploading my next video. But I do have some videos filmed to upload. I just
You're doing
don't
better than me.
know exactly when that is happening.
All right.
So, yeah.
Okay, then I'm gonna hit the goodbye button. Everybody say bye to their friends. Bye, friends.
Bye.